Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Nye. Sitting here looking at my dog, laying on my bed, watching me play. She's so cute. Good morning everybody. Right now in Isle Deckney, it's 8:52 a.m. on Monday, March 30th, 2020. Now for today's announcements. Today we have a visitor staying at the campsite. I hope our guest is able to see what it is that makes Isle Deckney such a special place. That's all for today. Have a fun day out there. Okay, well that was a pretty simplistic thing. So I've still been trying to catch everything, right? I've been trying to get my final things. I'm down to like 4, I believe. Because it turns out that the nibble fish that's been bothering me for past couple of days is actually not a March fish. The list I looked at was wrong. So we're down to the stringfish, the barrel eye, the peacock butterfly, the ant, and the tarantula. So it's 5, actually. We're down to 5. I don't know if... Yeah, it looks like... I don't know how we get rotten food, because these oranges have been sitting here for a while and are not rotten. So, yeah. I'm going to have to also probably go to a friend's place to get the peacock butterfly. Because I just don't seem to have hybrids, and I've checked a couple of different Nook Islands, and have not gotten hybrids on any of them. Oh, hello. You could be amazing. Please be amazing. You know you want to be. No! I pressed the button and realized they can nibble up to 5 times, and I have a bad habit of pulling on number 4. So, unfortunately, the Able Sisters are not going to be open till tomorrow, apparently. Out for a stroll? Yeah. Hi. Okay. Well. So let's do our daily checks and see how we're doing today. How are you guys doing today? The world continuously seems to be a very big and scary place. Okay, I have most of this stuff already, actually. So, okay, first of all, what's turnip prices? 56. Ooh, okay, so we have the bad turnip price. RNG. So it's gonna be low, and it's probably gonna stay low. I did get a dolly from one of my, as you can see, I caught a lot of things. Caught another coelacanth. What was I gonna say? We got the dolly and the painting set, both from balloons. I know Twin is gonna be excited that we got a painting set. Another 47,000 bells. I've made a lot of money from fishing over the course of the past couple of days. Speaking of making money and making stuff, let's go ahead and look at our stuff here. Got earn bells by selling items. Okay. Island togetherness, because I keep on doing these quests for the teams. Unabashedly shy kid. I don't know. I keep on talking to all the animals, so I'm not sure about shy here. Okay, what else do we got? Nope, that was it. Interesting. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and buy a kettle. I mean, it's not the kettle zenith, but okay, so I believe this is the homework set? Yeah. So we don't need the homework set. I already have that. I don't need the TV dinner thing, or whatever it is. Vintage TV tray. I don't need the vintage TV tray. I already have it, so we'll go ahead and pass on that. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up the folding chair. I do want to check the wallpaper and flooring, however. I don't think... I'll go ahead and pick up the camo umbrella, because fun. I'm going to figure out something to do. I'm going to figure out plants, flowers. I'm going to figure out flowers eventually. I don't know when I'm going to figure out flowers, but I'll figure out flowers eventually. Let's see here. So what do we got? Shoji screen wall. I'll take Shoji screen wall. Creepy design, no. That's not how you pronounce that. Cubic parquet or modern wood? I like modern wood for the look that I'll go for that room. Okay. So yeah, the world seems a little bit crazy. So we got some somewhat unpleasant news yesterday and the day before. For those of you who are unaware, several of the kids in my family live with my mom, for various reasons. So that includes me, and 2 of my younger sisters. The youngest of the 2 is actually supposed to be in college right now, and of course colleges are shut down. So that didn't end up happening. So she'll go back eventually, but so she's shut down right now. So she's here with her boyfriend. And then the next oldest also lives here because she and the eldest sister are no longer living together, just for reasons of their own. So she's also living here until she can kind of figure out what she wants to do next. So she's living here. And then my eldest sister lives in her own house, you know, elsewhere. And what has ended up happening is that of those, you know, 3 siblings, 4 other people total, but 3 siblings. Of those 3 siblings, 2 of them are still working, and so is my mom. Okay, we actually have a tent here, which is interesting. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this mantis. I have no idea how much a mantis sells for, but... So, my mom, my eldest little sister, and then the middle little sister are all still working. They are considered to be essential jobs in, nursing, therapy, and, government work, essentially. Let's go see how this works. So this is Chatter. Buongiorno. The name's Chatter. Glad to see I'm the first one using this campsite. And you live on this island, don't you? I figured. Yeah, I'm pretty good at reading people. I can even tell that you're really going to enjoy having me here. Apparently. Fromage. This island is so great. What makes it so great? Well, I'm glad I asked myself. It's the fun in the sun, the weather and the wind, the local oranges, and the bowling scene. It almost kind of makes me think about moving here. You should live here. Wow, I'm honored. An exclusive invitation to an exclusive island for celebrities and entourages. There's just one little thing. I'd hate for it to be so exclusive that it's just me. Can you go check with, like, the VIP manager of the whole island first, just so I know this is legit? Sure. Guten Tag. My fate is in your hands. Haha. Okay. Let's get the cheddar mouse. But yeah, so they're all still working, and we received word on this weekend that one of my mom's direct coworkers tested positive for COVID. And her nursing work is a little bit different from a lot of the other nurses in the area. They work for the big hospitals, and they work in the big hospitals. So they're seeing, you know, dozens and dozens of patients. Whereas her work is a little bit different. She works exclusively with abused kids. And this changes what we expect to see for her a little bit, because she only sees a couple of patients a day, so maybe 12 patients a day as opposed to, you know, 100 or something like that you see in the hospitals. And we didn't really expect to see much in the way of COVID on these kids. Now, of course, it could happen, but it was going to be a little bit rarer. And they canceled all non-essential check-ins. So, of course, it is abused kids, so she needs to see most of them. But, like, a lot of them might be follow-ups, so the follow-up might happen from their, let's see, there we go. Hit rocks. The follow-ups might happen from their, you know, their local nurse, their floor nurse, as opposed to her now. But the thing is that instead of working in the major hospital, she works in this kind of, side building, this little cottage. So it's kind of small, cozy. It's actually like a house that was converted into like a mini hospital. But one of her coworkers has tested positive for COVID, and because the house is kind of small and cozy, it does mean that there's a considerable chance that she has, you know, directly interacted with the individual on a close basis, or might have touched, you know, surfaces that they share, things like that. So it ends up being you know, a problem. And she might be infected, so that's already a problem. And then if she's infected, I mean, she comes home, she spends time at home. That means that it could infect me, could infect my sisters. The sister who does government work, she works out of the morgue, as far as I understand. No, sorry, coroner's office. Coroner's office, that's what it is. She works out of the coroner's office, and because it is a coroner's office, there may be folks that came in that did have COVID. So, you know, there's a chance for infections that way. And then my eldest sister, who doesn't live here but who comes over regularly, is an addiction counselor. And 2 of her patients are infected. And, of course, she still has to see them because they need help, you know, with their attempts not to relapse, with their attempts to get away from the nonsense that they've been living with. So, you know, there's a chance that she'd get infected. So it's a very stressful time for all of us. My mom's going to be quarantining herself in her room, which you know is going to be fun for everybody. It's going to be hard for her to just leave the room. She's already had to give up on one of her private patients. Good morning, Slacker. I want to chat. Clear skies are amazing. They really make you think about how huge our galaxy is, you know? Like, sunlight travels 92 million miles to make us warm and happy during the day. And at night, some of the starlight we have seen has traveled billions of years to get here to our island. I want to make a joke about me being a star, but I'm too busy being amazed by nature. That's a really good way to think about it. This is for you. I don't know what I have for you, but, let's see. Here, have a dolly. Oh my gosh, is this a dolly? Thanks, Nye. I've low-key been wanting something like this for a while. I'm so going to show this off in my house as soon as I figure out where to put it. I feel bad about getting this. For free, I mean. Here, I'll give you 520 bells. I like that they give me money for this stuff, but I'd rather they just give me other items, you know? So yeah, things are a little bit stressful, you know, due to some of this stuff. You know, we have to, there's worry. You know, my mom is an older lady. She's, you know, got some health problems, including respiratory problems. And so this puts her in a high-risk category if she happens to get it. One of her patients that she was taking care of is an older man who is already in a high-risk category, so she can't even see him now for at least the next 2 weeks. Which also means she doesn't get that money either. Oh, hey, there's a loach that I gave him. And here's, I think, a goldfish I gave him. Hey, Broccolo. Check me out. I'm doing stuff. What are you doing? I'm making me a cardboard bed. One of the bugs, the floor pusher. Okay, so cardboard bed. Please let me learn how to make a cardboard bed. Still gotta get rid of this bamboo doll recipe. His house is pretty decently nice. I'm so sleepy. What's going on with you? Do you want this? What is it? Good question. What is it? A simple kettle, so you can make tea. Is this really a simple kettle? Thanks, I love this kind of stuff, but you knew that, didn't you? Once I've cleaned up my house, I'll set this out. I can't wait to hear what all my bug friends think about it. Thanks, Nye. Here's a Henley shirt just for you. A Henley shirt. Like Don Henley? Okay, let's chat for a second. That's the Henley shirt I gave you, yeah? That's so cool. I feel like I'm a TV fashion person, forcing clothes on other folks. Wear that. It will look good. Just like on TV. Okay. So yeah, a little bit scary. You know, I'm not necessarily worried about catching it myself. You know, I'm still decently young and in decently good health. So I'm less worried about me catching it than I'm worried about what'll happen if my family catches it. So, you know, we're still isolated up. Like, we're not leaving the house for more than the usual, you know, exercise and groceries, and that's about it. I've been, you know, reading local news. There's a couple of local restaurants that are shutting down, probably permanently. They just cannot meet their bills. So it's a very depressing time right now. On the other hand, I was reading that I think it's the North Face. I think that's what it is. I think it's the North Face clothing brand. Their CEO took a gigantic pay cut. So last year he made $3 million total. This year he's taking his pay cut down to $10,000. Not down by, down to. So down to $10,000 total. In order to make sure that the company can continue to pay out living wages while their storefronts are closed. So they're saying that, you know, they're paying out, you know, I guess the same amount of paychecks that they would if people were actually working. Which makes me wonder why other companies can't do that. Like that's a pretty good start, you know. If you think about it, that's a really nice thing for a CEO to do. You might even go so far to say that that's something that a CEO should do. But that's a pretty good thing for a CEO to do. So I kind of wonder why we're not seeing other CEOs do that. They're making an awful lot of money. But, you know, I sit and I look and I try to figure out, you know, I have older grandparents down in Florida, and we see pictures from Florida of people who simply will not stay in their houses, who are still going to beaches or still crowding out. So I have to, you know, worry a little bit about them. Thankfully, they're in you know, a elder folks apartment building, so you know it's somewhat unlikely that they'll come in contact with any of these beach and party goers. But it's still very much a concern of mine for them. My uncle's down there, you know, he's quarantining up. He's getting older. I have another uncle in North Carolina. North Carolina only just went into lockdown, you know, recently. So, you know, I sit here and I look around and I'm like, people just do not seem to get it. You know, you see the comments on, you know, Facebook of, there's no way I could get it, and I don't really care either way, because I'm a strong, healthy individual, blah, 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 blah. Now, I am very cognizant of the fact that I said this recently. I said very similar words. Keep in mind that I'm still in my house. I'm not leaving. I'm not going out. The most I've left my house for in the past, like, week and a half to 2 weeks. And yeah, 2 weeks already on my end. New Orleans only went into, you know, lockdown last week, but I've been quarantined for a while. Well, that's what quarantine is, stay at home. But I've been doing the stay at home thing for a bit. But I know I said the same thing, but keep in mind, I'm not going out. Like, I went out to get food, groceries. I picked up some to go, didn't leave my car. And I've gone for bike rides and walking my dog. But I'm staying the hell away from people, trying to minimize contact as much as I can. You know, it's a little bit different from I'm going to go and, you know, go to church, go to a congregation. I'm going to go, you know, to the beach and hang out with people. There's no hanging out going on. And so it kind of concerns me that this stuff's going to, you know, it's going to clap back. So much to see when you're going out for a walk. Chat with me. I heard about you jumping around the island with your vaulting pole yesterday night. That must have been fun, Toasty. It is, yes. Just felt like talking? Yes, let's talk. I like being independent, but there are things I think are important to do if you're living on your own. I try to make sure I check in with my neighbors as much as I can. I like to be social. Not during this time, I say as I keep talking to her. Don't you think the plaza makes our island seem more cosmopolitan? I feel chic just reading or chatting with a neighbor if I'm in the plaza. You're not wrong. I don't know. I don't know if it's that people are underestimating the threat or that they've been given, not useful information or conflicting information. I think all of these are things that have actually happened that have caused people to kind of not realize how bad things are going to be. You know, and I think back of, like, Hurricane Katrina. Now, keep in mind, I wasn't in New Orleans when Katrina happened. I was still in Colorado at the time. But I think back on Hurricane Katrina, and, you know, while I wasn't down here, I was paying attention to the news, as was, you know, the rest of my family, because we still had family in New Orleans. We are, you know, New Orleans born and raised for the most part. So we were paying attention, because it's like, this is our city, this is the city that we love, and bad things are happening to the city. So we were paying attention, and, you know, people were being told, Cat 5 hurricane coming through, you know, get out, escape while you can. Bad things are about to happen to you and yours. People down here didn't leave, so it's not like this is a new thing. You know, this isn't news. People just do not, you know, listen when there's, you know, a harbinger of doom on the way. They think that, no, it can't possibly affect me and mine. Which is terrible, naturally, and it's something that's, you know, causing problems worldwide. And I have to sit here and wonder, like, why do people react this way? You know? I do wonder that. Oh, that's not how that works. I do wonder, you know, I wonder why do people not take it seriously? I'm sure it's a psychological thing about it. And I'm sure it doesn't help when you see some authority figures who are freaked out, some authority figures are not freaked out. Oh, you know what? Hold on. There's something I needed to do. I know. Hold on. I do need to run over to my house, because I actually did get a new fish. Might have gotten several, actually, now that I think about it. Hold on, what's my inventory look like? I have space. I have space. But I guess it just kind of worries me. Especially hearing, you know, news like I heard today that, you know, my family is going to be... I got an oarfish. My family's potentially in danger. And I mean, I know I'm potentially overreacting a little bit. But, you know, I've got family members who could get sick with an illness that is, you know, killing people. Like, that's the least dramatic I can make that. This is killing people. People are dying from this on a regular basis. You know, there's a limit to how much space we have in hospitals, to how much equipment we have. Hospitals are saying they're already, you know, running out of space, running out of equipment, you know, begging for help from the U.S. government to fulfill the equipment needs. What's up, Boone? You like reactions, right? Watch this. Oh, please don't do that. No. That was quite a sneeze. Hope it didn't scare anybody. Some think sneezing is contagious. That's not true, right? Why are you making that face? Can I slap you? Hi. Oh, I'm gonna slap the hell out of you. No, I don't want a sneezing reaction. I want a beat the shit out of you reaction. Distressed, motherfucker. Get the hell away from him. He's one of those people. He's one of those people I was just talking about. Also, I want to move this. If we're gonna have this... then I want this to be... there, and I want this to be... there. But yeah, it's an illness that scares me, given what the risk is to my family. And to hear there are people who are continuing to, you know, do risky behavior... This isn't the first time that my family has been faced with something like that. Back a number of years ago, my grandmother, and I mean, this is a number of years ago. She already died a number of years ago. This was long before that. But when West Nile virus was going around, and that was a huge deal for the elderly, she caught it and she survived. You know, she actually survived it, and that was a huge story for the family for years and years. That, hey, look, our grandmother. Here's an oarfish. We're gonna look at it because it's gonna be huge. Yep, several things. Okay, let's go look at that oarfish. But she survived, and that was a huge deal. But it was a very scary time because we were worried that something terrible was gonna happen to her. I mean, the worst did happen to her, and then she still somehow survived it. But definitely a very frightening time for everybody involved. And now this is coming back again. You know, I have people who tell me, who have talked to me, they're like, hey, we've never seen something like this before. It's like, bullshit, we haven't seen something like this before. We had things like bird flu, we had swine flu, we had West Nile, we had SARS. Is SARS the same as bird flu? It might be. But we've had... Okay, there's the oarfish. That gigantic freaking thing right there. It took me so long to catch one of those, you don't even know. But we had, you know, we've had these things happen before. We've dealt with them before. Not, you know, I mean, freaking AIDS. Freaking, not malaria, the other one whose name I forget right now. But we've definitely had these types of, you know, these types of issues in the past. It's one of the reasons why we had some idea of what to do. But we are definitely looking at a situation where, you know, people are not taking it seriously, and that's the worst thing. They're not thinking it's a real thing. And that's terrible. Families are paying the price. And while we can definitely, you know, potentially kind of, you know, look and say, okay, there's been a reasonable amount of spread that is just due to a virus spreading. You know, especially before we could have done anything. Hello, mysterious stranger. When I first saw the ocean, I just thought, wow, that's big. But then I thought of this recipe. As they say, sharing is caring, so here you go. I trust you to take it from here. Sincerely, Graham. Ooh, an acoustic guitar. We're going to have to make the hell out of that. But yeah, I mean, yes, you know, the virus, you know, spread before people could respond, things like that. You know, not adequate testing, things like that. So, yes, the virus was spreading, regardless of what we could do. But we could be minimizing it so much more. And I understand that people are getting cabin fever. A lot of these big personalities, you know, are, you know, doing everything they can to reach out to their fans. A lot of, you know, artists are, music artists are doing, you know, from home concerts. They're streaming over the internet. There's a bunch of newscasters and Daily Show people and you know, Tonight Show people who are doing their stuff right out of their rooms. Reporters doing stuff out of their houses with their kids running around. You know, people are trying to make a new normal. And I understand that it's, you know, it's hard to make a new normal. A new normal, you know, normal is a big deal. And when we have to completely rewrite what normal means... Oh, hey, of course it's Gulliver. It's actually one of the reasons I came looking in case it was Gulliver. Don't want to be flotsam. Can I be jetsam? It just sounds more rugged. Wake your ass up. Weigh anchor. Check its blood pressure. Who's your provider? Why are all the medical jokes and the COVID jokes coming through today? Hi, Gulliver. Good morning or evening. Vision's fuzzy. How are you this fine whatever time of day it is? Yep, it's me. Good thing your head is so huge. Makes it pretty easy to identify that you're a blurry silhouette. Look who's talking. I can see your eyes from the back of your head. Would you like to hear how I ended up on your beach this time? Yeah, I thought you might. There I was, battling a dozen, no, 2 dozen sea monsters. I was holding my own until one of them landed a devastating tickle attack. Sent me tumbling overboard. Kasploosh. Kasploosh. Paddle, flail, blurble. Next thing I know, I'm being poked back to life on this very beach. Buoy! Talk about a close call. Canoe, believe it. Haha. That's your cue to laugh. Haven't you heard these before? Yes. I'd love to stay and chat for 7 more hours, but the ocean's calling my name. Time to summon a rescue. Hey, look, your phone's broken again. Yes. I'll go look for the communicator parts. I'll look for them. Sure. Can you stop talking so I can go do it? Because it's yes. 5 parts. Yes. Yes. Holy crap, it's a lot of dialogue. And a lot of it is the same dialogue I've heard before, too, I think is the obnoxious part. Definitely something that concerns me. The bravado, I guess, is the term I'd like to use for how people are responding. I've heard people call it a conspiracy and a hoax, and I just have to wonder what goes through these people's heads. You know? What has to go through your heads? Or through your head, you know, if you're a believer in this being a large conspiracy. What's going through your head? What makes you believe that, you know, dozens of people, hundreds of people around the world, just newscasters, just people reporting, are all reporting lies. These numbers are completely made up. And what's going to convince these people? Is it going to be their neighbor dying? And then, naturally, of course, the neighbor dies, right? The neighbor dies. The coroner says that it's, COVID. And then it's, no. The coroner is also in on the hoax. He's just trying to scare me specifically. Me in particular. I thought I heard another thing around here somewhere. I know one of the things I was thinking, this was almost before COVID was a thing, but I was thinking of conspiracy theories a week or two back. And I'm trying to think, what was the last time a conspiracy actually occurred that people thought existed and thought was being covered up to a level that we talk about as conspiracy theories. So I'm not talking about that's all 5, okay. I'm not talking about necessarily like a whistleblower thing where there was a cover-up, but like only 2 people know about it. I'm talking about one of these things where a large group of people are saying that, this is a conspiracy. A ton of people know about this. This is being covered up. Guantanamo Bay, maybe. I don't know. Did Richard Nixon count? But like for the sheer amount of people who think, hey, a government cover-up has happened, a government conspiracy has happened, stuff is happening we don't know about. I kind of feel like a shocking amount of conspiracies have not borne out. So it's one of those things where I'm sitting here thinking, we get maybe 1 a decade or 1 every 2 decades, and you think this is happening 2 or 3 times a day? Okay. Get a new item tomorrow. I don't know. It's one of those things, I think, that just I sit here asking myself, how can people be so stupid? I mean, okay, I've got a hard choice in my head. Is it how can people be so stupid, or how can people be so ignorant? I can't decide. There was a balloon, I missed it. Because stupid is I'm not looking and thinking about the information I have in front of me, and ignorant is I have not been given proper information, or I have not been given proper education. And I can't decide if we're talking about stupidity or ignorance. Like, I'm waffling back and forth mentally on which of those two is the thing here. But conspiracy-wise, I think it's probably, ignorance. This whole COVID thing, I think, is just stupidity. It's people looking at the evidence and just, we're not going to do anything about it. Maybe a small bit of ignorance because of how badly some world leaders are treating it. Not even world leaders, like local leaders. There are governors who are not moving quick enough, or who are not acting. So, that's, city officials who are not doing it. So that's something that, shouting about? Oh, she's sleeping. Okay. So, that's something that, like, if you've got your mayor saying, hey, it's something terrible, but your president or your king, your what have you, your prime minister, if they're saying it's not a big deal, who are you going to listen to, right? Well, you're going to listen to the higher up, because he obviously knows what he's talking about. So we talk to Nook real quick, because I need his approval, apparently. Was it Chatter? Hi. It's all mentioned on today's broadcast, but today we have our first guest over at the campsite. If you have time, or even if you don't have time, make time and go check on our guest. I did. If you get an opening, try talking to moving dial Deckney. I did it. Really? You've done it, and so quickly. And this means we have no time to waste. Our next course, of course, will be building a new home. Now, since you closed the deal with our visitor, you should be the one to pick location for a new home. Leave it to me. We need a housing kit to set aside the plot for their home, so I'll give that to you now. Do I have to actually build the home again? It's in with your belongings now, so find a good spot for a home and come back to see me. Okay. Let's do our normal check-ins. Okay, what do we got? Bamboo lattice fence, brick fence, and then all of the normal stuff. Not much different in there. Not much different at all. I think I'm just going to end up buying another Nook Miles ticket at this point. Okay, let's do some Nook shopping. So, we got only me. Do I not already have... I know I already have some of this stuff. Do I have the... I'm sure I do, but let's go ahead and order anyways. Okay, so how much money do I have? Let's go take a look at the ABD. I mean, doing pretty okay. I should have it paid off by tomorrow. Chances are what I'm going to do is if I do get enough money in my, farming for fish and such today, what I'll probably end up doing is I'll just pay off the house and then show you guys the new house tomorrow, as opposed to having you see the dialogue. I'm not sure. I might do a secondary, like, mini update. Okay, so let's look at the map real quick. Where do I want to put... I guess we'll put another house... I guess by the lake near the campsite. Seems like a good place to go. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely worry that people overreact a lot of times, and in a lot of these other situations, I'm sitting here going, people are underreacting. They should be taking this a lot more seriously. They were overreacting about the, oh yeah, this is the spot. I think people were absolutely overreacting about the whole, martial law thing, because you saw how well that turned out. Look at all the martial law. I had to have an argument with my family about exactly what martial law means, because they thought just calling out the National Guard is martial law. My family loves, like, pointing out when I'm wrong, and loves I told you soing at me. They have so much fun with it. Like, this is a huge thing for my family to do. So they love I told you soing at me, but when, when I was like, yeah, this didn't actually happen, so, like when they were saying, martial law is coming, we're gonna, we're not gonna be allowed to leave our homes, they're gonna make sure we stay in our homes, we're not allowed to leave, and I told them that's not what happened. They're calling the National Guard to, assist with testing, and to help keep shelves stocked. They got in my face on it, and I was like, yeah, there's a hoax set of emails and, messages going around saying it's going to be martial law. It's been going around countrywide. You're not the first person to have seen it. This is not really real. Yes, we found the new place for us to build the home. We don't want to keep our customer waiting, so he'll proceed with construction. Can't predict when someone will want to move here, but scrambling to secure a plot only when the need arises is much too haphazard a way of doing business. As part of improving infrastructure, we'll set aside plots in advance and put them up for sale. I have to charge a small processing fee, but if we get a buyer who moves in, I'll give me a miles as a reward. Okay, so what do you want me to do? I think word of mouth about this island will start spreading it once more folks are living here. We need any visitors who come to death. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about... Okay, wait. I'm confused. Talk infrastructure. Sell some land? Help rep land. Okay. You have to charge a small fee of 10,000 bells. If someone moves in, you'll earn miles for your efforts. So wait, I have to pay you to prep land, and then you'll give me What ceremony do we want to hold? We're not gonna do that right now. Okay, so what about... Okay, we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, let's go talk to Cheddar. Chatter? Was it Chatter? Or Cheddar? Maybe it's Chatter. We'll find out in a second. But yeah, I don't know. My family's just weird that way. Like, really got in my face about it. And when I brought up, like, look, I didn't, get in your face about this when you were very wrong, it was all of a sudden the conversation really shifted. And they're like, well, but we showed you what martial law is. I said, no, you looked at the first 2 sentences of Wikipedia. Let me show you with the Oxford English Dictionary. Let me show you articles about what national law or what martial law actually is, and let me also show you the remainder of that Wikipedia entry. Hey, look, it's not martial law. Oh, I may have been partially wrong. Oh, I was upset when I heard that partially bit. I mean, I guess it's not too big of a deal, but again, my family loves to lord it over me when I'm wrong on something, and then to hear them go, I was only partially wrong. No, you were freaking panicking. You said we were going to be locked into our houses and not allowed to leave, but you also said make sure to fill our cars with gas. Like, I said please don't panic because you're gonna spread it and that causes problems. I've probably talked about this already, but man. I was expecting them to eat crow, and what I got was the most minimalistic response. Okay. That little bit of local flavor from you. It means, what's up, fromage? Yes, that's what ahoy means. Got good news for me? Seriously, you got me a personal red carpet and my own VIP cabana? That's chatter for an invitation in my own place to live. Haha. Alright, now I've really got to get back to my home island and get my things in order. Hasta la vista, Nye. That's local for I'm leaving. I feel like visiting this place has made me a new mouse. I'm more worldly, with a newfound appreciation for hard work. I even considered doing a little capoeira. Can you believe it? God. I'm a simple mouse at heart. I just want to be rich and make friends with all the coolest and most beautiful folk around. I don't even live here yet, but I'm already thinking like a local. I can tell you where to get the best oranges and which beach has the best lighting for selfies. Yep, I think I'll have people call me Cap'n Isle Deckney Chatter. How's it sound? Oh god, I've met tourists like him. Ugh, why did I ask him to stay on this island? Okay. Well, that's about it for me today, I guess. I'm gonna have to go gather some money together so we can start selling plots of land. And I've got a couple fish I still have to catch. Can't catch any of them until later on today, though. Everything I need is effectively after 4 o'clock. Really after 7 o'clock. Well, after 9 p.m., really. I'm looking at the times. All the stuff I need, I just wait till 9 p.m. Put an alarm up. But yeah, guys, let me know how you guys are doing with your self-isolation. Let me know how social distancing is going for you. Is there any particular folks that are doing live things that you're watching in order to help you get through these times? How are you guys staving off cabin fever? All of those are, really important things for everybody to be doing. Just figuring out how we're getting through this. So let me know what you're doing to get you through the day, through all this time where you just do not get to kind of do what you want to do. I'm curious. I'm right there with you guys. I don't get to leave either. I don't get to go do anything fun either. Aw, man, I was hoping you could pick it up and play with it. Oh, also, I never mentioned this, but there is free cam in here. In your house, your camera actually moves freely. I don't know why you don't have this free cam elsewhere. Yeah, let me know what you guys are doing. I'm kind of curious. Maybe you guys have something to do. I was hoping to get my family together so we could play Secret Hitler, but then I learned that people were, at risk for problems. Which one did I just get? Condor. Yeah, we had all that. We had Swing. Rag. Maybe it was Swing. Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, that's awesome. Hell yes. We got a pretty full house right now. I need to make myself an actual bed and not this. Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about the backwards notes in that. Got a good beat, though. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I love you all. Please stay safe out there. I look forward to hearing from you guys and what you have to say, what you guys are up to. And I will come back tomorrow, and, we'll keep going. That's all we can do. We're going to keep going. I'll talk to you guys later.